African leaders have declared a ceasefire in the Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo starting from this Friday. It's aimed at stopping attacks by the M23 rebel group. The Congolese government accusing Rwanda of supporting the Tutsi-led group, which has seen a resurgence this year, leading to a major diplomatic crisis. Rwanda denying those accusations. In addition to the ceasefire, the statement said the M23 must withdraw from its occupied territories or face intervention by regional forces. Well, for more on this, I'm joined now by Kris Berwouts, author of Congo's Violent Peace, Conflict and Struggle Since the Great African War. Thanks so much for being with us. It's a pretty complex conflict for the average person to understand. So can you tell us more about who the M23 group are and what's been done recently to cause this crisis?
Well, M23 is a rebel group which is led by Congolese Tutsi, as you just said, and is the last one in a long list since 96, 97. So M23 was defeated, or at least neutralized, in 2013, and exactly 1 year ago, they came back to develop activities, military activities in the east of Congo. And since then, it only escalated in June by taking Bunagana, and then a few weeks ago in taking other places like Rutshuru and Kiwanja, which means that at this point, they almost surrounded Goma, the city of Goma. So you have a humanitarian problem, you have a military problem, and you have a diplomatic problem. Everybody is aware of the potential of open war on a very short notice.
How hopeful can we be that the fighting will stop this Friday as a result of the agreement that was made?
Well, I feel a big gap between, on the one hand, the ambition of the text, and the agreement is very ambitious with a very strict time schedule, and on the other hand, the disappointment of the people I talked to today, whether that be civilians in Goma or international diplomats in Kinshasa or M23 people in the hills of Kivu. No one seems to expect that this schedule, that this agreement is workable. And the fact, it's something which is very interesting, it's a mini summit with 4 presidents and Rwanda, who sent its foreign minister. I think the absence of President Kagame is not a coincidence, and I think it's a statement, almost as such, a statement of not finding the forum sufficiently relevant.
Was any member of the M23 present at these talks?
Not at all, not at all. The signals I received from M23 people we are not concerned. It's not about us. It's about us, but we have not been consulted. We were not there. We don't feel engaged in this process.
So what pressure is being applied? What will happen if the ceasefire is breached?
Well, it's difficult to tell. It's in 22 hours, basically. The question is, one of the questions is, what will be the terms of reference and the action coming of the East African Community military force, which is putting itself in place in Eastern Congo today. So far, we don't know a lot about the exact terms of reference. Will they engage in fighting? Will they create a zone between the fighting partners? It's not very clear what they will do. And then, of course, another level is what will be the political pressure coming from the international partners.
Are there any other steps in the pipeline to try and secure peace in Eastern DRC?
No, there's a parallel process. On the one hand, you have the summit you had yesterday involving the different countries of the region. And on the other hand, you have a process of the Congolese government talking to the different armed groups which are present in the field for the last 3 decades almost. So that's a second dimension of the same process.
Thank you very much for that analysis.